Nick says, as a racialized kindergarten teacher who does anti-racist pedagogy, I believe it's critical for early year educators to share their pedagogy and process with the families of their students, right? Meaning to provide common vocabulary for discussions at home, at school, to open up a dialogue with parents when seeking advice, etc. Can you speak to this topic for both the educators and family members who are listening? So yeah, this idea of essentially getting on the same page. Dahlia, let's start with you and then come to you, Keeley, if you'd like.
Yeah, I think that is, I think it's really important to start with, asking parents, you know, are you having these conversations at home? And if you are, what does that look like? This is how I plan to have these conversations in my classroom. These are the terms that I'll be using. Do you agree with these terms? There's so many terms to describe different things. And for example, I always get the question of, do you prefer Black or African American? And for some people, one or the other is what they prefer, right? And so having these conversations ahead of time so that you are aware of how your parents are wanting to have these conversations is really important. And not only that, but then parents also understand, okay, so as a teacher, I know that my child is going to hear, these terms in the classroom, and how do I feel about that? How am I going to support that at home? So that's how I would respond to that question. I hope that was helpful.
No, thank you, Dahlia. Keeley, you want to weigh in on this one?
Sure. Very similar to what Dahlia was saying, and I can actually go back into my time in the classroom where it's one of those I was in pre-K, so we actually did home visits and I was able to ask questions like this, ask family questions like, what is it that you would like to take from your home into our classroom? How would you like your child, what does your child like to be, if they have a nickname, what makes them more comfortable? But also what we did too is when we did art and we talked about people, I made sure that we had color toned markers. We had color toned color pencils. If we had crayons, it was colored skin tone color pencils, skin tone paint, and skin tone paper, so that we were able to put our hand. We didn't call each other by race, but we were not talking about race at the time, but we were definitely talking about putting your hand on the color. Which one matches you? Which one do you feel matches your skin? So when you draw your self-portrait, which one are you going to use, right?